Okay, students, we're on the second half of lesson number 30, multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Today we're just going to cover dividing rational expressions, okay? So the golden rule of this is we never divide a fraction by another fraction. Now, substitute, please feel free to pause whenever to give kids time to write because this video is going to be a little quick. We never divide a fraction by another fraction, so if you see something that looks like this, fraction divided by fraction, should you do anything with it? No. What we do is KCF. And you might remember KCF because it stands for keep, change, flip. You should have this all down in your notes as I go along, okay? Because you're going to need to refer to it later. What we do is keep the first fraction the same, change the division to multiplication, and flip the second fraction upside down. Pause here to give time to write. And I'm going to show you how to use KCF on the first example on this section, which is question number 10 on lesson number 30. Now here's the question. 25n squared minus 10n over 5n divided by 25n squared minus 10n over n plus 5. I'm going to keep the first the same, change this to multiplication, and flip this upside down. So like literally, I'm going to flip it. Okay, so when I rewrite, I'll rewrite it in purple so you can see the difference. Keep the first one the same. 25n squared minus 10n over 5n, change it to multiplication, flip the second one, so you get n plus 5 over 25n squared minus 10n. And I'm going to highlight the things that I'm pretty sure can be simplified. That can be factored, and so can that. So let's factor them. Let's rewrite this guy. Oh, that's still in highlighter. Okay. This has a GCF. I can pull out a 5n from both of them. So here's what I'm going to do. Take that. Pull out a 5n, leaving me with 5n minus 2. And on bottom, I still have 5n times n plus 5 is good. It stays the same. But on the bottom here, I can pull out the same thing, 5n, leaving me with 5n minus 2. And if you've been paying attention through the other lessons, I can cross something out on the top and the bottom. So 5n here with 5n here. 5n minus 2 here with 5n minus 2 here. And there's nothing else that is identical, so I end up with n plus 5 over 5n for my final answer for question number 10. You can pause, jump back a few seconds and go through that again if that was too quick, or slow the playback or whatever. But now you should pause and give 6 minutes for questions 11, 12, and 13. Pause now. Okay. So here are the answers for 11 and 12, for those of you that actually got through 11 and 12. I'm not going to give you an answer for 13, it's just like 11. For question number 11, you should have gotten that it's equal to 5/3. If there's any confusion on that, maybe somebody who did get 5/3 can explain it to the class. For question number 12, we get m minus 5 over m plus 5. Same situation, maybe pause it here and let somebody explain to the class if anyone has any questions. Now on to the next one. Question number 14 is a little interesting because question number 14 requires factor by grouping. Now let me point a few things out. I'm definitely going to keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. This can't be simplified, this can't be simplified, and neither can this. They can't be factored. So my life is going to be pretty easy. The only thing I have to factor is this. Okay? So let me keep, change, flip. Keep the first one the same. Change it to multiplication. I should use the dot. And flip the second one. So I get 4x squared minus 8x minus 5 all over 2x minus 5. Now here's the only thing that I really have to do here is I have to factor this. So let me pull this off to the side. I'll simplify this because I know that it has to be factored by grouping because of that first coefficient. This guy right here, that makes it grouping. Any number other than a 1, it means I have to do grouping. So I've got A, B, and C. Factored by grouping steps go like this. A times C. That's 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. And I have to see what multiplies to negative 20, what factors, so like 5 times 4, one of them being negative, or negative 4 times 5, or maybe 10 times 2. One of those has to be negative, right? Negative 2 times 10. And which one of those is going to add to be negative 8? Well, this one is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the middle term into negative 10x plus 2x, bring down the minus 5, bring down the 4x squared. Now that it's 4 terms, I can group it. This is all old stuff, so that's my speed is because of that. We should already be good at this. 2x minus 5. Factor out a positive 1. Leave me with 2x minus 5. And my final factored version of this is 2x plus 1. That's the outside stuff. And then the identical inside stuff is the other bubble. So this right here is the factored form of this. So I can rewrite now. When I rewrite, I get x minus 3 over 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1, 2x minus 5 over 2x minus 5. Then we cross out anything that's identical on the top and the bottom. 2x minus 5's cross out. 2x plus 1's cross out. The only thing that I have left is an x minus 3 on top. What's that over? Technically it's over a 1, but if it's over a 1, we have the option of writing it or not writing it. So these are both correct answers. Okay. So that's an example with factor by grouping. If you need backup, replay that question so you can get the explanation of that. If you had any trouble with that or you had any trouble with grouping, you should go back to the lesson that we did on factor by grouping with trinomials. So let's pick some homework questions. This is an extremely important skill, something that you really should be practicing because it encompasses all of the factoring methods that we've done so far. I'm just circling the questions that I like. They're all a little bit different, but you do have tons of class time right now to finish these, and all you have to do is finish them at home if you didn't get the chance to. I think that 10 questions is more than fair, so 16 through 25 is your responsibility before class tomorrow. Remember that I am checking all of these homeworks when I return, so good luck. You can always ask the sub to go back through the video, and you can always watch the video at home or in office hours. Okay? Good luck.